everyone, and welcome back to the Walking Dead series by The Verdict's End. I'm your host, Nicole.
I'm Gary.
And today we're talking about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 4, entitled Rendition. Gary, what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was a pretty good episode. Being that it was a Daryl episode, sometimes, I don't know. I'm about to say sometimes when you think of a Daryl episode, you expect more, or you think it's going to be better, because, his character is an exceptional character, period. So when you get in a Daryl episode, I mean, you win. It's a win-win. Okay, I see what you're about to do there. It wasn't the best Daryl episode, but it was a good Daryl episode. All right, go.
All right, because I agree. I disagree with you on all parts.
I saw the face.
I disagree that the episode was good or okay. To me, it was horrible. I did not enjoy it.
Really?
To the point when we watched the second time, I didn't even want to watch it. I was just like, ugh. It feels like when you're making a kid eat spinach or something, and they feel like it's punishment. That's what it felt like to me.
For like a Flavor Flav. Wow.
Yeah. And then I disagree with your point by saying when you get a Daryl episode, because I can't remember every single Daryl episode, but when you were talking, I start thinking about previous Daryl episodes, and I realized they've all been garbage. Coming from Daryl and Carol, when we had them in last season, that was some bullshit.
Why do you think that is?
Daryl to me is, Daryl, there was always a saying online, I don't know if people still say it on Twitter, and goes if Daryl dies, we riot. And I was definitely one of those, if Daryl dies, we riot.
Right.
But then over the last few seasons, Daryl's a good secondary character, but he's not the lead.
Are you calling Daryl Robin?
Yes, he's definitely a Robin. He might not even be a Robin.
Who the hell is Batman?
He's the Robin's Robin. And he's a good Robin's Robin.
Hold up.
But
yo, stop it right there.
Yeah.
So if Daryl's the Robin, who's the Batman? Rick hasn't been there. Yo, Rick left us a long time ago.
And that's why we're still suffering. We miss Rick. I miss Rick. I was watching the other day, and all I was thinking was Rick would have never been in this bullshit. That's all I thought.
Been in what bullshit?
This bullshit with Leah and all this, doing all this bullshit. No, Rick would have never.
Rick's been in that bullshit.
I don't care, but Rick don't be sitting up there playing those games. Rick will let you know, fuck y'all, fuck y'all, fuck y'all. And I'll beat you up too. And I just Daryl's episodes
all right,
are not
so
good.
If Rick is Batman, who's Robin? If Daryl's the Robin's Robin. In fact, that's disrespectful.
I can give Daryl Robin, but maybe Michonne.
She's not with us either.
Yeah, I know. They're missing two. Here we are, the Titans, but we're missing Batman and we're missing Robin. There's a problem.
Yeah, Batman wasn't part of the Titans.
Well, he had Robin, who was part of the Titans, and Robin went to him. So, hey, either way.
All right.
So, anywho, we'll get into it. I really don't have any likes or dislikes. I don't really even have time to fake the funk and try to make some up. So, Gary, just come in when you want, because I had to stretch for these likes as is. The first one is seeing Daryl's girlfriend. I actually wrote this as soon as we saw her. So technically it's not even like, because Leah was getting on my nerves the whole time. All I thought was Leah, who are you?
We always thought that. We thought that when we first met Leah.
Well, I'm still thinking that. I'm like, who are you? When Daryl saw her, when it showed her, remember, I got excited the first time because when it showed her, I was like, oh, that's the lady from Fear the Walking Dead. So I thought they were trying to bring that into it. And then you're like, no, that's Daryl's old girlfriend. I said, okay, I knew she looked familiar. Just couldn't remember where.
So if it was a lady from Fear, would it have been better?
Yeah, that would have been even better. Because it would
have
been tying
So you don't like her for who she is. So who she is, Daryl's ex-girlfriend, you already don't like her.
I just don't like her.
Because you said if it was somebody else. You said if it was somebody else, the girl from Fear, the lady from Fear.
Yeah.
It would have been cool.
Yes.
Great episode.
No. If the same things, everything else took place, then no, it wouldn't have been a great episode. But initially watching, I thought she was the one from Fear. And even then when it found out, okay, that's Daryl's girlfriend, okay, let's find out what she's into. we saw Daryl get in with the wrong crowd a couple of times, and he learns to adapt until he can get out of the situation.
Yeah.
But Leah seems like she's in with the wrong crowd, and she has no plans of going anywhere. Like, this is her family.
Okay.
So either way, it was a like. I'm not trying to bring up dislikes right now. It was a like when we first saw, like, oh wow, she was just a familiar face.
It was a like, and since you spoke, I'm gonna speak now.
Go ahead.
Daryl is a Batman. Daryl is not. He's not. Let me think of the Batman. He's not a Michael Keaton Batman, and he's not a Christian Bale Batman. But he's definitely like a Ben Affleck. He's probably like a Ben Affleck type Batman or a Val Kilmer. That's the type of Batman he is. You know, the Batman that, yeah, is Batman. And you may, you know, we know he played Batman, but he's not the Batman that we go to.
All right.
But he is a Batman.
He ain't that. What about that Robert Pattinson Batman? I know that hasn't came out yet, but they said it's gonna be good.
He might be a Robert Pattinson Batman.
All right.
I mean, he's not a Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah.
And you know,
you can't.
It's hard to be. That's Rick.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's like a Ben Affleck.
No, what's wrong, Ben?
He's like a Ben Affleck Batman.
Okay.
You know, that you're like, oh man, he's playing Batman. I'm gonna watch this. This is gonna be a good episode. Everything's gonna go good. Everything's gonna go right. But as soon as you turn it off, it's like,
yeah.
You know, you may forget about it.
The feeling you get after watching Batman v Superman. It's like, okay,
right?
They tried,
right?
So,
but I love Daryl this episode because a like of mine is like when they showed his ex. Daryl just looked at her and said, "Give me dog and let me go about my way."
Yeah, I did like that. I did like that.
That was like the best part of the episode. It was like he was unfazed. Hey, give me dog. I'm about to go about my way.
Well, at some point he did say, "I'm sorry you ended up with these people." I think this was when he was locked up.
Right.
And I liked him saying that. Like, I'm sorry you ended up with these people, because he can't help but feel some type of responsibility. Because if he never left to go back home for that moment and she just stayed put. But remember, if you recall, I thought she was acting a little selfish back then. Like, it's like, remember, Daryl said, I'm leaving, I'm coming right back. And she was almost like, choose me over your family. Like, forget about them. Choose me.
Well, I think that's what ties us in. Because she said they came looking for her until they found her.
Yeah, they never stopped looking
They
for
never
her.
stopped looking for her. Daryl didn't choose her. Daryl had to go back to us. He had to come back to us. Come back to Alexandria, the people. I mean, we were fighting the fight.
Yeah. Well, it's just like Daryl. At one point, he would never stop looking for Rick. He looked for Rick for many years.
He looked for Rick for years.
Yeah. Probably until the Whispers came, so.
Right. But
I thought that was toxic.
But I think she has the right to feel a certain way. If you're with somebody, it's a zombie apocalypse. It's not too. You know what? Forget about the zombie apocalypse. If you're together, if you build a bond with somebody, a relationship with somebody, you don't want that person saying, you know what, I want to go back. You know, I left things open here, over there, so I just want to see what that's about. You know, get closure. You're like, what?
Because that's two completely different things.
It's the same thing.
No, what's equivalent to the same thing is, hey, I'm going to my mom's house for the weekend, check on her, see if she's doing all right. No, don't go to your mom's house. That's what it was. She was toxic.
No, this is not going to his mom's house.
He wasn't asking for closure from his family, from our group. He wanted to check on his group, make sure they're okay. Hey, I'm going to go check on my grandma, make sure she's okay. I'm going to check on my brother. He had a sore throat. I'm going to go check on him.
But the problem with that is Daryl started off with a lie. He didn't let her know that there was a group out there was a place out there. He didn't let her know all the information.
Yes, he did, because even that's what she said this episode. She's like, you told me about your people. So she does know about the people. I
mean, he told her that there's people, but he never told her, like, hey, we have a community, we're doing this. He lied. Or, you know what, I'm not going to say lie. He didn't tell her the full truth.
All right.
And if you don't tell somebody the full truth, they have to leave it to what they're thinking, to how they interpret it. Like, hey, he had people, he don't know where those people are at, or he know where they're at, but he left them. He's with me now.
All right. Well, next is the guy trying to talk to Daryl, and Daryl was like, "Yo, I don't know you. I don't know what problem y'all got with these people." Da da. And then the guy
how you know my name?
Right. But I like the guy kind of caught on and was like, "F you. That's why we should have just let you starve." And,
yeah.
But we tried looking at that guy, and I didn't even recognize him from back when they were in the tunnel and everything like that. Who was that guy?
I don't even recognize Maggie, so don't ask me. I don't recognize nobody but my people.
All right. Any other likes before we move on?
I mean, he looked familiar.
Yeah, he didn't look familiar to me. Any more likes? Oh, I actually do have one. I'll add one real quick. Remember how I said, oh, those guys seem like they're spies or some type of military, and I did like that we found out that they were mercenaries.
Right.
Or paid for, and I kind of like what the guy was saying, they were military, and we've heard this before, and they did so much and saw so much crazy stuff for really cheap. I mean, well, they did it, they were patriots, right? Versus when they became mercenaries, they were doing pretty much the same thing, but now they were getting paid a lot more.
Right.
But then he was like, none of that crap that we saw when we were in the military or our mercenaries compared to what we saw after. And the whole story with the church, and I kind of call bullshit because I was like, yeah, we've seen that happen to our people too, and they didn't go all of a sudden super crazy religious. Remember the time when they were in that barn or whatever?
Yeah. When
Rick said we are the Walking Dead, and they came out after all the wind and tornadoes, and their building was the only one standing. Shit sometimes just happens. Sometimes it's not some other being.
But like I said before, it's the interpretation, how you see it.
Yeah.
I mean, things happen if you believe things happen for a reason, things happen for a reason. It's all about your beliefs.
Yeah.
If you're a real spiritual person already, or let's say you're not spiritual. Let's say a tornado come and knock down every house in our neighborhood, and our house is the only house standing. Yo, we're going to go out and oh man, this is a sign. I need to do better. I'm chosen.
Yeah, I definitely would think it's a sign. I don't know if I would just automatically think God as the reason, because that's kind of sad if you think about it. Are you saying God? If you're saying God saved you, then you're also saying that God killed all the people around you.
Hey.
So, but I would just be oh my gosh, we got super lucky. This must mean something. I would probably think I'm probably special. I would think something like that.
That's the same thing. If you think that you're special, that is the same thing as saying God looked out for me.
Yeah.
I was the chosen one.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, it's just different ways of looking at it.
Right. Well, I did like him saying that. And then what other likes did you have?
I like the fact that Dog just don't mess with Daryl no more.
That is actually my first dislike.
Really?
Yeah, because
the Dog's betrayal?
Well, actually, it's my second dislike, but I'll just go to it now. Dog being so obedient first, and then to Daryl, and then staying with his old owner.
Dog was never obedient to Daryl.
No, but that's the thing. Dog was not obedient last week, but then in this week's episode, Daryl's whoosh, and the dog's going the way Daryl's telling him to. I'm hold on, just last week.
Okay, so that's your dislike. Your dislike is him being obedient.
Yes, I'm because he just was running off last week,
right?
And then now he's then this week he's listening to Daryl 1 minute, and the next minute he's standing next to Leah, and was he didn't show any type of confusion. Oh wait, I'm standing next to Leah, but I need to go to Daryl. I mean,
if you think about it, that's how kids are.
Yeah, but with a kid, you would even probably see a little rocking back and forth. Wait, do I stay with mom or do I go with dad? Or
I don't know. I remember you used to be so mad.
Shut up.
When they chose to stay with dad. So I don't know about the rocking back and forth.
Shut up. Yeah, I didn't like that part. I did like when Leah said, "Oh, I always used to think he liked you better." I liked her saying that though.
Yeah, I like that whole scene.
And this is a dislike. It's not a show dislike. It's more of a character dislike. And that's when Daryl just sat back and watched Dog like bite the Reaper, and Daryl's just sitting there looking shocked and awe and just on the ground. It's like, hurry and get up. Like, this is your chance to get up and fight.
Yo, Reaper got up. Slung Dog so far. He slung Dog like a mile away.
I thought Dog was supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So that was a hell of a sling.
Yeah.
And I was saying that too. I was like, Daryl, why Dog's attacking them, helping you out? And you know what? That's why Dog didn't show me love.
Right. Dog was like, he didn't even help me.
He didn't help me.
He jumped into the fight, and then once he jumped in, Daryl jumped out.
Right.
So, yeah. All right, next dislike is all the speeches that the new big bad, I think Cole or whatever his name is, gave. I just hate villain speeches, especially when it's mumbo jumbo. It's not even talking like, I can get behind a little bit. I can get behind Killmonger. I can get behind what Killmonger's dad was doing. Like, they had reasons. Like, they had legitimate reasons. Like, hey, this shit is wrong.
Like,
this
Thanos.
Is what we're gonna do it. Yeah, well, no, I don't. No, not Thanos. But
Thanos, he had a reason.
Yeah, but okay. So let me just be clear. Killmonger's reason was valid. Killmonger's course of action, probably not the best course of action.
Right.
But I get it. But this guy here.
But what about Thanos? You don't get.
I didn't really get what Thanos was doing, like washing the earth from whatever bullshit. I don't even know.
Because of what happened to his I think planet.
Oh, was he saying like it was too many people and he just like kind of
overpopulated, poverty, all this stuff too. It's like, in some countries, like I don't want to say the wrong country, where they only like allow so many kids.
Because
it's overpopulated.
They changed that rule though.
Yeah, they allowing you to have one more now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess then, depending on what Thanos' real reason was, I just kind of, I hate when people talk philosophical because it just confuses me. And it's like, well, when the world washes away, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just say exactly what you're talking about. Like, the world will be anew when we give it a new day. And it's like, what are you saying? Like, what is this mumbo jumbo?
What you talking about? That's deep.
It's too deep for me, Thanos. What are you saying exactly? Why do you want to get rid of half the world? And then he like, it's overpopulated. There's poverty. I'm like, okay, that's all you had to say. That's all you had to say, dude. But anywho, I didn't like the big bad.
Everybody.
The big bad was giving too many big bad speech. He was doing too many cliche big bad things. Like the whole time he started talking to that guy, I was like, oh, he about to kill him. And then he walked away. I was like, oh, maybe I read the room wrong. Nope. There he go. I'm like, come on, big bad. Y'all always do that.
Yeah.
You're
right.
And then everyone just sits back in awe, like shocked and awe. I can't believe he's doing that. But no one's saying shit.
He's killing Randy.
That could be you next week. I'm sorry. If my leader kills somebody like that, why would I not think that it could happen to me?
Right. But one thing about Cole, he's not a scary villain. He's not scary at all. He's more of a... Who was the last villain?
Alpha.
He's probably one level below Alpha. Because at least Alpha kind of looked... I mean, they both had the bald heads. Yeah. They both was kind of similar. But Alpha, she just looked off. Cole just looked like somebody walking around now. He like our next door neighbor.
Yeah. Cole does look pretty normal.
He looks pretty normal. He just like the person who you work with that you just dislike because they always negative. Like, Cole, man, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Man, let's get this done and get out of here.
All right. Well, that's all I got. Likes and dislikes. Should we get to some listener letters?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. We have an email today from Chantel. You guys remember, if you want to be part of the podcast, hit us up dead@theverdictsin.com or on Twitter @theverdictsin or facebook.com/theverdictsin. And while we're talking about it, just two quick notes before I get to Chantel's letter. One is I watched The Walking Dead World Beyond, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
All episodes are on Amazon Prime. I watched it over the last week. When I tell you that whole season was so good, like, Gary, I'm so mad the season was over. I absolutely loved it. I know previously I think I watched the first episode when it came on and I just wasn't ready to receive it. I'm gonna talk like Cole. I wasn't ready to receive the show, but now my heart was open to receiving it, and it was actually really good. Like, I was mad when it was over, and then it showed a trailer for season 2, and it let it be known, it's only gonna be season 2. And I won't give a spoiler, but I will say there is someone important or someone that we're curious about enough from The Walking Dead that it showed in the trailer for The Walking Dead World Beyond. So it may be worth watching.
Is it Struggle Braids?
It is not Struggle Braids.
Oh, I don't care then.
And I won't give any more, who it is. But all you have to do is go watch the trailer, because literally it showed the person's face like on the thumbnail on YouTube. So like before I even watched the trailer, I knew it was going to show them. So,
okay.
There's that. And then my second note was that we still haven't recorded for impeachment, but it's coming.
Oh, the first episode was
we love great. The first episode.
But it's coming.
It's coming. Season so episode 1 and 2 we have to cover, so
right.
Hold tight. All right. So
and we're covering it separately.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not covering it together.
Yeah, it'll still be 2 different episodes.
Right.
All right, so Chantel goes, "Hey guys, well, that episode is definitely my least favorite of the season so far, but it was fine. Letter grade wise, I give it a C+, slightly above average. I just finished watching a little bit ago and had to watch on my phone again, so Lord only knows what I missed. Here are my thoughts. Cold open. I like that they picked up right where we left Daryl last week. We hear Duncan yelling, 'Run,' and I'm never letting that go. It was a real horror movie vibe to it. I can't put my finger on it, but the look of the scene is so good. The way Daryl is lit, the colors behind him, it's saturated in darkness and shadow. Very cool look."
Damn, I gotta go back and watch it. Chantel just bring that extra pop to a show. Like, her words are better than the show was.
Yeah, she'll describe something you think it's the best show in the world.
And I like the episode, but now I'm starting to love it.
Yeah.
What else you got to say, Chantel?
Yeah, like remind me, put me in that scene again, because I don't know. I don't really do the whole artsy, like, let's put the light on there. Like, they did it with Maggie. Like, the light was shining on Maggie.
Who?
It's kind of like... and it was kind of like, what is that movie where they follow the people in the woods? Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
It kind of had a Blair Witch Project vibe to it, where like everything else behind them is dark, but the person, you can see the light from the camera on them. I guess it's cool. It's not my thing. It's kind of like too artsy or whatever, but...
I mean, I could dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But we kind of like different things when we're watching shows.
Right.
Different movies.
Yeah. So it's like, we can watch the same show and then we'll like 2 different things out of it or whatever.
Right.
All right, Leah. She has, "I'm so mad at myself for not putting my Leah theory in last week's listener letter. I thought she would end up with either the Reapers or at Commonwealth. When they first showed her in her mask, I was like, would you look at this? I knew it. And not because I wrote the episode." She goes, "I only wrote mid-season and season finale solos, okay, girl?"
Okay.
Okay, she goes,
there you have it.
Yeah. Question, is that the same actress from the COVID episodes? She looks so different to me. So her original group that she told Daryl about when they were in the cabin together was the Reapers. Until she told that story, I assumed that she ended up linking with them sometime after she left Daryl. Does she still care for Daryl, or was she mind fucking him when she was talking to him in his cell, just trying to get info? Why? What do they want with our group?
You're absolutely correct. She looks different. I knew it was her from the get-go, just because it's the situation, how Daryl looked at her. But she been getting work. Like, she's Hollywood now.
Oh, yeah. Well, anytime you see actor, actress, like what they look like in the first season versus what they look like in like season 5, like when they start getting that money rolling, man, they're using a different type of moisturizer. They're using a different type of face wash.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out what it is.
She get that Walker Stalker money.
What face wash and moisturizer? They're drinking good clear water. They never drink tap water ever. Not even to brush their teeth. Because every time I see famous people, I'm like, you look so different in your season 2, season 3 than what you did in season 1.
Yeah.
That money has kicked in.
Money kicked in.
Yeah.
Personal trainer activated.
Activated, yeah. See, when people see me, I'm like, this is me
Health
before
plan.
before I got
Health
rich.
plan activated.
Yeah, all this shit. They eating good now too. Yeah.
New diet, new friends.
Right. New friends.
They're not hanging with clothes no more. Negativity's gone.
Yeah, that negativity. She only hanging with like, rich folks. So, yeah, that's probably why she looked different. But, you have a good memory, Chantel, because honestly, I don't even remember really what she told Daryl. But as I mentioned just earlier, Daryl episodes, I just don't feel them. Like, they don't hit like you would think they hit. Maybe early seasons, Daryl. But these seasons, if they say it's going to be a Daryl episode, I'm like, it's going to be boring. Daryl's going to be doing some huffing and puffing, some... No, not me. Like, he never laughs. He never... Like, have you heard Daryl laugh?
Damn. No.
He doesn't laugh. He doesn't say a joke. So why would I want to hang out with this person? Like, you're not fun.
Daryl is loyal. Who doesn't love a loyal person? That's enough for me. Daryl's not going to give his people up. Whatever torture Daryl got to take, he's going to take it. Daryl's like the best.
Daryl is pretty loyal. He was like, I've been through worse. I'm like, why? Why'd you say that? So he can put you through worse? When Daryl said that, I was like, this is not the time to brag about the horrors you've been through, dude.
Yeah. The Daryl, no matter what group you put him with, Daryl's going to make it back home. Daryl is that loyal. He's going to fit in to wherever he had to fit in for the time being. I mean, when we first met Daryl, I didn't think that he would be this character, this smart, and able to adapt this much.
Yeah, because he was like a little, I don't want to say anything wrong. He was just like a little, I don't want to say anything that's incorrect. I don't know.
Yeah. He was the ideal character when we met him.
Because him and his brother were like racist and ignorant.
Right.
And
I actually like his brother character though. He was kind of funny.
His brother has really like, I've really adapted to his brother.
Merle.
Merle, but but off The Walking Dead. Like, in the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, every time I see him, I go, oh, there goes Daryl's brother. Like, or there goes Merle. No matter what he's in. I like seeing the brother now, which is funny because I hated him at first.
I mean, even in The Walking Dead, with the character he played, it still was entertaining. He was still funny.
Yeah, he was like a funny racist. If you're going to be racist, he was still funny.
He was still himself.
Yeah.
So whoever played Merle, the character,
we know
who played it.
Michael,
but he's an excellent actor.
Very good actor.
You believed him.
Yeah, and he was just so ignorant. It was crazy and it was cringe. But at the same time, he was saying what was on his mind.
Right.
I don't know. Overt racism is better than covert racism because at least they're racist.
Right.
When they're hiding their races, you don't know. They're hiding racist with a smile. You think they like you. Turns out they don't. At least Merle was telling you everything. So you knew what you was getting. All right. But other than that, Leah, I don't even remember the story she told Daryl. So I shouldn't say I'll have to go back to it, but I won't because those episodes were horrible. So whatever she said, it don't even matter. All right. Next, Daryl. She said, how much trauma can one person face and still keep their wits about them? Before she goes on, yes, Chantel. I was thinking the same thing. When Daryl said, I've been through worse, I'm like, you poor thing, you have. Like, I don't know. I'm not advocating suicidal or anything like that. But, like, how can you keep going on with this bullshit and, like, not give up? Like, I would not have done any of this bullshit. Like, I would have died a long time ago.
I think that's why he hasn't given up. It's because he knows he can make it through it.
Yeah, see, I don't have the heart and the strength that Daryl does.
And you know what? One thing we missed during likes is when they had Daryl, when they was dragging him back. First of all, I was like, why they want to let him walk? Why were they dragging him?
Just tell him to walk. He would have walked.
But my like was how he was doing with his fingers. It looked like he was counting the steps or maybe counting the people.
Okay, so the reason why that didn't make my likes is because they showed it like 2 times. I hate when television shows overshow something. Like, see, he's counting.
But I think they had to overshow it because maybe you didn't get the, like I said, maybe he was counting like the steps. Like, okay, 3 steps this way, 4 steps that way. Or maybe he's counting people. Every time he saw a different person through the mask or something like a person, maybe he was tapping his hand. So he would know how many people. And I think it was the people. And the reason I say that is because he told her, he said, yeah, the group I'm with has more people than you.
I get what you're saying. And maybe if it showed it once, I'd be okay. But it showed it when they were walking and then showed it when he was in his chair.
I needed it twice.
No, I don't need it.
And not only did I need it twice, I needed them to say what he was doing.
No, I don't. I hate when shows do that. Whenever they show something, like, it's like, oh, I already know that's going to come back and play. Just surprise me. Like, even if they showed it kind of off center, I would have appreciated that more. We didn't need a close-up of his hands 2 times.
I needed it.
All right.
I was like, oh, man, they was trying to tell us something.
I like it. I prefer it's when it's like, oh, what happened? No, I got to go back and watch. And then you go back and you're like, oh, I didn't notice he was counting his hands. Like, and you have to go back to it. Versus, okay, later on when this comes up, it's going to be like, duh, we saw y'all pointed the camera close at his fingernails, at his cuticles, so close. So, yeah, we know he did it. Versus, you know, if later on he counts and then it's like, oh, Chantel could have wrote in and be like, if y'all look closely, y'all would have saw Daryl count his hands. And I would love to go back and rewind it and be like, yeah, she's right. But now it ain't no surprise. Ain't no element of surprise for us.
It still is because we don't know what he was counting.
No, whatever bullshit he comes up with, I'm like, oh, so that's what he was doing. Like, it
but
just...
I want to go on record and say I think he was counting people.
Okay.
But he could have been counting steps. I don't know.
I want to go on record and say I don't care what he was counting. It was stupid. And knowing The Walking Dead, it might not even come back up. They'll forget that they did that until the season's over. And they're like, oh shit, remember we had Daryl counting? You know they'd be having loose strings all the time. All right. I know Gary's probably thinking, like, if you stop, don't keep saying all the negatives, but it is what it is, Gary.
Oh, negative Nancy.
I told you before we got here, I was like, yo, Gary, I'm just going to let you know I ain't got really shit to say. And the things I say, it's not going to be positive. So, all right. So Chantel continues with Daryl. She goes, he was abused and neglected growing up. Oh, yes, he was. He has witnessed some messed up stuff during the ZA. He's done questionable things.
Yeah.
He was almost eaten. He's been tortured twice. The 2 times he actually let his guard down for love, Leah abandoned him because she is selfish and wanted him to stop looking for Rick. Yep, see. And Connie died, at least he thinks she did. I wouldn't blame him if he went stark raving mad at this point. I don't necessarily think Daryl can be broken. He has never been broken before, even after all the things he's been through. That said, when he started giving Leah information about the group, I was worried at first. Especially since he gave them information about who the group's leaders were. That is what the Reapers wanted to know. Now all they have to do is cut off the head, so to speak.
I think Daryl was calculated. If they've been watching him the whole time, like she said, Daryl had to let them know something that they seen. Like, yeah, there's one pastor with a shotgun. Because remember, she said, no, I saw you with the people. So that means that they may have been following them.
Wait, I didn't remember Daryl giving them information. I thought he was kind of just like, yeah, I don't know them.
He gave the information up. He told them who was leading the group.
Who did he say? He actually said Maggie's name?
No, he didn't say any names.
Okay.
Right.
Was that he was talking to Cole one-on-one?
No, he was talking to, what's her name, Lori?
Leah.
Leah. I'm sorry. I don't know where I got Lori from.
He was still locked up.
Oh, Rick. Yeah, he was talking to Leah.
Yeah, Lori is Rick's wife.
Yeah, he was talking to Leah one-on-one.
People hated Lori. I mean, even watching, yes, what she did was wrong. She should have never had slept with her husband's friend, even if she thought her husband was dead.
That dude was dead. Why?
No, even if she thought her husband was dead. But she was under a situation that most people, I mean, not most people, nobody has ever been under. No one has been in a zombie apocalypse. Husband died. Now you're with the husband's best friend, who's also your friend, and you guys end up falling in love. No one can ever relate to that. So I try not to judge her, but I didn't hate her the way, like, people hated her.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, so I think she actually asked to leave the show because of the hate she got.
You know what? I think people, when they love somebody so much, or they confuse it. They confuse love. Like, when they love something, they think they have to hate something else.
Yeah.
And a lot of people loved Rick from the get-go. I mean, this dude was a sheriff with a top hat, looked like a sheriff, looked like a cowboy,
and he was nice and he seemed like a nice guy.
So they had to hate somebody.
Yeah, but why didn't they hate Shane?
Because Shane was a cool dude. I mean, remember we met Shane. Shane was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Shane was, in fact, wasn't Shane the one who beat up what's her name's husband?
Carol's husband.
Carol's husband. Yeah.
I think he was.
So Shane was actually the leader of the group. Shane was the Rick.
Rewatching. I mean, I've rewatched, but I'm.
So I think once people fell in love with Shane, it was hard to fall out of love.
Yeah. No, you're probably right.
So she was a common denominator.
Yeah, that might be because they hated her.
And I don't think that me and you ever been those type of people that we have to hate something if we love something else.
Yeah, I don't. I can love Killmonger and love Black Panther at the same time.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
Or you can like Joker, but like Batman.
Love both of them.
Yep. Love Darth Vader. No, I'm just joking. I go on and on.
Oh, yeah, I like Darth Vader.
All right. She continues. Oh, she goes, he lies about our group's numbers. His lies about our group's numbers may slow the Reapers down as far as trying to attack, though. I'm also worried about the fact that Daryl asked her when he would get to meet Pope. Oh, so I was saying Cole. So I can't remember the guy's name. So it's Pope.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Leah ever said. Yeah. I don't think, unless his name is Cole and they call him Pope. I don't know. For some reason, Cole was in my head, but.
Yeah.
I don't think Leah ever said Pope's name to Daryl. Did she? Daryl would have known it because he was with Maggie when the insurrectionist looking dude told her, "You've been marked by Pope," right before he blew himself up. Hopefully Leah doesn't pick up on that because Daryl knowing Pope's name means that he has been with the group longer than the week that he told her he was with. He told her he was.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to the Reaper that we saw then. If that guy is truly a Reaper, the one that killed himself, he was dressed up in military gear. But
which makes sense.
Yes and no, because all of Pope's people, they all have like all black on. They even had like black jumpsuits.
Well, I think that he probably changed clothes because he was tracking her. And you know who Cole is?
Who?
Cole is Maggie's, the one we said was Maggie's boyfriend.
Oh, the one that died.
The one who died.
Okay.
That's Cole.
All right. I saw a black guy up in there, and I was like, bullshit. I called bullshit. There was a black guy there. With Pope. And I'm like, man, I don't know. Just something.
You don't think there's any black mercenaries?
No, I think there's black mercenaries, but part of me felt like, I mean, I guess you never know what people would do. You can't really say this person won't do this. But I just kept thinking whenever they show, like, black people in this environment, I'd be like, man, we don't be doing crazy shit like this. But
you'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised. You never know what.
I mean, you know what? I'm not surprised. I mean, I think if he was a mercenary and, he feel the same way that Cole and the rest of the group feel, like we wasn't appreciated, we wasn't this, which a lot of people went to the military. I have a cousin that feel that way. Like, oh man, they didn't appreciate us. After you came home, they don't want to give us this, they don't want to give us that. It's almost like, they were talking this important stuff while we were going over there, but then just threw us back to the world after we seen all this crazy shit.
Right. I mean, the world, look at the whole essential workers. They do that, they push people up, and then really when it comes down to actually taking care of these people, such as veterans, or in this case of COVID, the essential workers, they kind of turn a blind eye. I guess when I was saying the black guy, I was just assuming like, what the hell is he doing there when this guy is not even like talking money or anything like that. He's just talking crazy crap.
People are valuable right now in The Walking Dead. Money is not the value.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with dollars? Make a fire? So right now, people are the value. The more people you have with you, the safer you feel. Because two things. You got to fight other groups and you got to fight the dead.
But the thing is, and that's why I guess I'm not getting these violent people or these villains like the Reapers or like
Alpha. The thing about the Reapers and Alpha. Well, I'm not gonna mention Alpha. Alpha, like I said before, Alpha, yes, they started the fight, they brought it to us, and they backed off of it. They said, you know what? Don't cross this line. We're gonna be on our side. You stay on your side. We're good. That was Alpha's stance. So we tested that stance. We like, hold up, man, it's too damn cold to walk around here. He'll cut straight through. Mm-hmm. But with the Reapers, I think that Maggie and her people done something. I don't think they're chasing them for no reason.
I agree.
Otherwise, they would have killed Daryl. I don't think Leah was the only one. I can't remember her name. I don't think she was the only one saving Daryl. They could have took Daryl out.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because every time they kept saying, "Where's your people?" I'm like, why are they so desperate for these people? And the way they were talking was like they wanted to get revenge. Like they did something.
It's revenge, yeah.
Maggie's not telling the whole story.
She's not. Oh, what? Hold on. Say that again.
I said Maggie's not telling the whole story. Doesn't mean that I'm saying Maggie's a traitor. She's just not telling the whole story.
But she's not being truthful with us.
She's not.
So she came back to hide amongst us, but she's not being honest.
It's possible.
That don't sound like a traitor to you.
It's possible. All right, she goes, the Reapers. Clarks, you guys were right. The Reapers were soldiers in the before times. Yep, mercenaries. But now they seem to be some sort of religious cult, forged by fire, ordained by God. I know it was just too much. I hate when the villains do these big old speeches, and it's almost assaulting, I think, for people who are religious, because whenever they show these shows, even with Pastor Gabriel, no one can just be like I go to church, or I pray to God. It's always like the extreme. They never just show a casual religious person or like someone praying over their food. What does a
casual religious person look like?
Someone praying over their food.
Well, I think that Carol could be a casual religious person.
We don't know anything about Carol's religion.
Right, that's casual religious person. So you don't really know anything about, because guess what? They just quietly praying over their food.
Okay. I'm just tired of these
praying before they go to sleep.
Over the top religious people. I mean, yeah, maybe.
So you're not going to notice that religious person.
Yeah.
So the casual religious person. You are going to notice the extreme.
Yeah, you're right. Because I think at one time, unless I'm thinking of a different show, didn't Judith used to say her prayers? Or am I thinking of a different show? Like, I guess when she used to say her prayers, I might be thinking of a different show. But for some reason, I feel like she did. All right, let me finish Chantel's letter here. She said, "Get out here with that mess." Pope's speech to Daryl when he evangelizes and explains his ethos is so on point as far as how these extreme groups think. According to his monologue, his group survived a fall unscathed and attribute their survival to God, to being chosen by him. And then they go out and do what they are doing and started trying to do good. This can be viewed as an interesting commentary on society, because in real life, these religious fanatics basically do the same thing. Let's preach. I mean, let me not say preach. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's wrong. Okay, but go ahead, Chantel. Let me see where I lost my spot. And she says, and they use their religion to either justify or serve as a catalyst for their actions. It has happened throughout America. It has happened throughout time, American slaveholders considered themselves good, Christian people, and reconciled their actions with their religion by making it out as though the slaves were less than human and therefore needed to be lorded over, when in fact the slaveholders were just lazy and greedy. The Crusades took place under the guise of Christians, bringing their religion to the Muslim savages, when in fact they just wanted to secure the holy sites so that they could rule over those lands. Anti-abortion Christians believe that the Bible teaches that abortion is murder, yet some have murdered physicians who perform them, murdered physicians who perform them, bombing clinics, shooting in their homes,
right,
while others applaud the act as necessary. The Islamic State has corrupted the Quran and uses their twisted interpretation of it to justify all the atrocities they commit. The list goes on and on. So when I think about it that way, I'm able to understand Pope's mindset to a point. He isn't right, but when put into context of religious extremism and cults, his behavior makes sense. Clap it up for Chantel, because I couldn't have said it better. Thank you.
Yeah, she said a lot.
Let's kind of dig into that. because I mean maybe that's why I don't like it, because it's so extreme and it's like the extreme villain. And then it kind of didn't remind me of like some of these people that are talking, you know, they're saying Christian this, God that, and then they're saying like they don't want to give money to the poor, they don't care about homelessness, they don't care about immigration. I know this is like not trying to get all political,
right.
but like,
but pick and choose.
Yeah, they pick and choose, and then they'll say no to abortion, but then when the kid is born, hey, you should have money, you decide to have a kid, you should raise them, like, or you should have the money to take care of them. It's like, make it make sense. Didn't Jesus advocate for the poor and say you don't talk bad about the poor? And then, but these people will somehow use religion to do exactly that.
And you know, just listen to this Chantel letter, listen you read it. I think I just been on the wrong path my whole life, because I wouldn't do some bad shit. And I want to justify what I do. I don't want to be a good person all the time.
Man, you join the crowd, because that's what everyone does. People, that's all they do now.
Let me find some scriptures to justify what I do.
I mean, they use people, and it's kind of actually sickening when people do that. Like, they take a word, or like they take the Bible and then somehow justify it, like, you know, not letting women have rights and stuff like that. And it's like, well, in the Bible it says this, and it's like, wait, how'd you pick this one little scripture in the Bible? You know?
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. And I know this is not what this podcast is about. I can go on and on about all of that nonsense that's been going on. So thank you, Chantel. You said it all. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, she said a lot.
All right, she has randomness. 1. What is the overall point of the Reaper's existence in this story? Is it a device to weave Maggie's experiences during her time away from the group into our story? Were they in the comics? I just feel like this storyline is a waste. We don't have a lot of time left with this universe. We shouldn't have place filler villains. I hope they don't drag this out beyond the first third of the season. Seriously.
Now, I was with Chantel until she said that. I don't think this is a place filler, and I don't really think. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say it. I don't really think that they are the villain. We're going to find out that Maggie's group, they're the villain. And I'm sorry to be, always every episode, every podcast I'm against Maggie. But it's tripped out that Daryl is saying, give me my dog, let me go on my way. And I think if he wasn't a part of the Maggie group, if he wasn't a part of the people that was there at that time, they would let him go. I don't think this group is going out their way to go after people that's not messing with them. But I don't know. I'm just saying what I think. I think we're going to find out down the road that Maggie's group does something to him. Maybe. Because there's no need for mercenaries right now. All they're trying to do is survive. They're not getting paid for no jobs. They're not getting paid to go after Maggie. They're going after her for a reason.
Right. I mean, I hope you're right, because then it would make it a better storyline. Because as of right now, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, it's the last season. We don't really have time for these weird, crazy, villains. You guys already had Alpha for like a year and a half or 2 seasons or whatever. We don't have time for these crazy villains that are not making sense. Like, I'd rather see a villain that has been done wrong and are trying to get revenge, and that's why they're a villain. Or I'd rather not even... Honestly, I was not looking forward to any villains. I was looking forward to whatever the future holds. So, there's that.
What about some World War Z type zombies? Like, seeing zombies, just advanced zombies.
It's way too late for World War Z zombies. But I could definitely watch that
because
movie.
we're seeing the zombies doing different things now. Now we're seeing zombies, now they're taking cat naps. They're just napping, and they get mad because you woke them up. Like,
zombies have been napping.
Now I got to get up and kill you. So I want to see some just advanced zombies, like, like now they starting to run.
Yeah.
I mean, we already seen them creep up on you.
I will say The World Beyond, the one with the kids, I like that Walking Dead because it shows you, like, they're so scared of the walkers on that show. Even though it's, like, in the timeline that we are in now. It's supposed to be a long time. And I think that's more realistic. Like, how could you ever... I mean, I know I talk about, what's his name? Eugene, for always being scared.
Yeah.
But in reality, yes, you shouldn't be always scared like that. But how can you ever get used to someone that's dead, but they're up walking towards you and they can try to kill you? Like,
well, I mean, we done seen so much now that zombies like the least of our problem.
yeah.
Like now, like last episode, we were saying, why didn't they just run around them, like zigzag, or just walk fast past them? Like, you're not gonna surround me. You're too slow. I see you. I hear you.
Right.
You're not running. You're not jogging. I'm about to get away from you right quick.
All right, Chantel has, damn, dog is disloyal. Like, he's been with Daryl longer than he ever was with Leah. And where did he go? We didn't see him again after that, did we? See, this is why I don't do pets, LOL.
Well, dog didn't watch Daryl watch him get thrown like a frisbee.
Yeah, after that, he was like, fuck it. I thought it was bullshit when dog...
I jumped in to help you. You're not going to help me?
When we heard dog bark, and he was like, oh no. And then he was just with Leah. So I was like, wait, what did Leah do to her own dog? You remember?
Yeah.
I'm like, did you pinch him to get him to bark? Like, come on. Animal cruelty much? All right. Richie Coster is really good as Pope. As I said above, I don't love this storyline, but his performance is so good. His monologue when he's telling Daryl their story held my attention. His delivery was phenomenal.
I mean, he just reminded me of the guy next door.
I disagree. I don't like villains that talk like a long ass time. You know?
You know what? At least his talk wasn't like Alpha. Alpha, she kind of dug into it.
Alpha and the trash people.
Daryl.
They've been doing
you cross my land.
Y'all should see Gary.
I'm gonna have to kill you now. See, I don't like that
doing
villain.
The body part and everything. Like your body was moving like Alpha. That was so funny. Yeah, Alpha's been trash, and so has the trash people. It's almost like Negan and his crew and the wolves were like, and Terminus, like some of these older villains that were doing weird shit.
They're like real villains.
Yeah, they were real villains. Well, the wolves, I don't know what they were after.
Well, that's why the Pope. That's why I like him better. He's not on the alpha level to me. He's actually
on some bullshit. It's like, just move on.
But he's actually telling the story. Like, hey, they did me wrong. Fuck them.
I mean, I still think
Kill
he's
everybody.
on bullshit because it's like, move on. Whatever Maggie did, what did Maggie do that was so bad? They're gonna have to show me something that's so bad that makes you keep getting revenge. Because there has to come a point in your life where you just realize you have to just let stuff go. You got to move on. So
right.
What could she have done that made them feel this way?
I mean, she just may be a threat. Just period.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like when someone does something to you, and there's always a fear they'll be back, unless you handle that. And people, I'm talking about movies. I'm talking about movies. I'm not talking real life. I don't want you handling anything.
Right.
Call the police, 911. But in movie world, they may be back.
Yeah. No, I talked about my bullies before. You're right. Even in real world.
What?
You don't handle that shit. They'll keep coming back. Just keep bullying you.
All right, back to Chantel's letter.
Back to Chantel's letter.
We need a therapist. We need a string on this show.
Probably. She goes, okay, Pope has no chill. He told Leah, I believe in you more than others, when one of the others was standing right there. That scene was on my mind when one of the others locked her in the room with Daryl and set it on fire. For a moment, I thought that guy was killing two birds with one stone. I'm glad you brought that scene because I didn't really have it as a like or a dislike. I thought they was like, fuck it, we can't trust Leah.
Yeah.
And then when they came out and Daryl was like patting her, making sure no fire was on her, and then when she gets up and sees her people, and it's like she has to like shake her head hell high and walk over to him. I'm like, bitch, are you stupid? Are you stupid, girl?
Yeah, I mean, she has to play the game also.
I hope she's playing the game. I hope she don't at least go to Daryl and be like, okay, we leave first thing in the morning, or you got to leave at an odd time. Like, we'll leave right after lunch because, people expect you to leave at night or first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
But I was thinking this bitch is stupid when she went back to her people because she could have really died. All right, Daryl has plot armor. So who is Pope want to kill that we care about? The big bad always kills someone. It would be interesting to have Pope kill the pastor, Gabriel. This could be how we lose Gabe.
I don't want to lose Gabe.
I ain't mad at it.
In fact, and I'm just going to throw this out there, I think a Gabriel episode would have been a better episode. And I'm not talking about the Gabriel who locked his, whatever, a good episode too. The Gabriel that locks his people out, the scary Gabriel.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the Gabriel that no longer believes in God, or who told him that God's no longer here.
God's not longer here, yeah. Well, we just had Gabe with Aaron.
Yeah, but I mean just a full out, I'm gonna kill you in my pastor outfit.
Well, Gabe needs to stop wearing that pastor outfit first and foremost, and at least if wear it, let it be dirty. Like, I'm tired of seeing that fresh white color.
I appreciate it.
No.
Yeah, I appreciate how clean he is.
No. Come on. Where are they getting in the wash machine that keeps it that white? Like,
he hand wash it.
Okay.
He not letting the wash machine touch that. It's too delicate.
All right, so Chantel has 2 more points. She goes, Maggie's innocent, at least of being in cahoots with the Reapers. Leah was way too interested in finding out who the leader of the group Daryl was with. If Maggie was a Reaper or was working with them, they wouldn't know she was. They wouldn't they know she was the leader?
Yeah, I never thought she was with the Reapers. I just thought she was a traitor. And I'm not gonna say thought. I think she's a traitor. I don't think Maggie is the Maggie that we left.
All right, she goes, we saw Frost, but where is Elijah? So who's Frost? Yeah, Elijah is the one that had the mask on.
Okay,
like
so
Reaper.
Frost was the one that was locked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chantel, how do you know these people's names? I'm like,
she's
Maggie.
a show writer. That's what she does.
Yeah, she knows. She's been writing this, All right. She goes, that's all I have. Hopefully next week's episode will be in the A to B range wise, A to B range wise. Fingers crossed. Can't wait to hear what everyone else thinks. Tiff, Mike, rest of the fam, where you at? I know. Chantel has only been she's been the one consistently writing in. I need to hear from the rest of y'all. And thank you, Chantel, because your letters are always great.
Yeah, always the bomb. Is that still the thing?
The bomb? No, when you said the bomb, I cringed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, show my age.
Yeah.
That was the bomb.
You should have word. That's tight.
That's tight.
You use that word, tight. All right. I think that is all we have. I thought we were going to hear from Miss Gloria this week, Gary's mom. I'm going to shout her out because she was going to write in. Well, she never promised, but I told her she needs to write in. So I thought she was going to write in. I know she's going to listen. So that's my shout out to her and to Tiff and to Mike and to everyone else. We'd love to hear from you guys. It's the final season. So hit us up, dead@theverdictsin.com, or on Twitter @theverdictsin. We'll discuss the feedback there if you don't feel like, pulling out the email, or on facebook.com/verdictsin. So until next week, even though next week is right around the corner at this point, that's all we got.
Yep. Most likely to die.
Most likely to die. I knew I was forgetting something. I ain't fearing shit and most likely to die. All right, I ain't fearing shit. Who you got?
Daryl. That's the only person I can get. And Daryl is never fearing shit.
I'm going to agree with you. Only because I really don't care about any of the other characters at this point.
But Daryl always seemed unfazed by whatever's going on.
Yeah.
It's like he know he's going to get out of it.
Which is not realistic. Like, even when Chantel was saying, like, all the trauma and stuff he's been through.
But it is kind of realistic.
I mean, look at me and my trauma.
Because he's been through trauma. He's been through this stuff. And he's always made it out. So he probably just think
most people are going to be fucked up from that type of stuff. Like,
and that's why he's unfazed, because he's fucked up for the type. If you think about it, if someone held you captive or just kidnapped you, you're scared. What Daryl is doing is not normal.
Yeah.
Especially, they did the little water thing on him. What they call
right.
water
I would
border.
have been spoke. Like, don't ever kidnap me. I will tell you everything. Like, I'm not doing all this. You're not going to be waterboarding me, holding me captive. You're not going to be doing all this shit. What do y'all want to know?
Set my little cabin on fire.
Yeah, we're not going to do all that. Like, tell me what you want to know. You don't even have to put one finger on me. That's how I would be Eugene. I know I talk so much shit about him.
I was like, you are the Eugene.
I know I talk so much shit about Eugene, but I definitely be Eugene. I'm not about to get beat and shit. You know what? All right. Most likely I'm going to agree with you, Daryl. I mean, who else? Dog.
So most likely to die who?
I mean, not most likely to die. Sorry, I ain't finished shit. Daryl.
Yeah.
Most likely to die. Probably The Walking Dead. They're so toxic. They're gonna probably do Leah. They're gonna do Leah, and then he's gonna find Connie. He's gonna be like, but I'm mourning Leah, but I love Connie. It's gonna be a mess.
Wow, I actually agree with you.
Oh, really?
This first time.
Same.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, they're gonna have to do the Leah, which may push Daryl over the edge or do something.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I want Daryl to go not crazy, but I want him to show some emotion. Show me that he's pissed.
I don't think we're gonna get that, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I want to see like a what is it, Boys in the Hood when the guy's like
punch in the air,
yeah,
in the house.
Punch in the air. I want to see Daryl punch the air.
I'm so tired.
Tired of this villains.
I'm tired of these walkers.
Fucking villains and Alpha and freaking Pope. Tired of them. Yeah, I want to see Daryl have a moment. Like, be human. All right. That is all we got. You guys remember we are going to be doing impeachment sometime very soon. Maybe this.
And if you haven't seen the first episode, watch it.
Watch it. Hit us up.
Great episode. It seems like it's going to be a great season. We're ready for it.
Yeah. Bill was nasty, yo. He was on some nasty shit, yo.
What did he do?
Man, Monica was not his only girl.
Man, leave Bill alone.
Man, he was a serial freaking... Yeah, he should be in jail.
No, they should be in jail. They should be in jail telling these lies about Bill.
Bill was up some nasty shit, yo. He a creep. Let me stop, because I used to love Bill Clinton.
These are all rumors.
I used to love Bill Clinton, but I'm like, man, when they watching us, I'm like, oh, he a nasty man. Anywho, how you make it that far and fuck up? Like, man, I'm almost at the point where I won't fuck up. That's how far I am in life. But if I made it to presidency, I'm gonna be squeaky clean. Okay, you ain't gonna have nothing on me. Nothing.
We'll find something.
they might find something in the past, but you ain't gonna find anything present. You know what I mean?
What Nicole tweeted 10 years ago.
10 years, yeah, that's all they can do. They won't be able to say anything. Nicole's running a smooth campaign. She's running a smooth White House. I would be squeaky clean. All right, until next week, I'm Nicole.
I'm Gary.
Bye.